Amazing. So yeah, you can follow along with me. If you have anything that you want to create an NFT for today, just for fun, go for it. You can put it on the blockchain. If not, you can just kind of walk the process. If you've never been on Unlock's website, when you click on that link, it'll take you to their website and it'll have a button in the top right that says launch app. And if you have a crypto wallet already, it'll prompt you to connect your crypto wallet. If you don't, you can just create an account with an email and password. You don't have to have a crypto account. They will still create one for you in the back end, but they will encrypt your keys and hold it in the back. But we don't have to get into all that technical stuff. That's not important. So I'm going to share my screen so that everyone can see what the website looks like. Here we go. Share.
I don't see that link that you mentioned in the chat.
Okay. It's not in the chat. Unlock protocol. So it's,
yeah.
Let me, where's the chat? Chat. I'll type it again. I'll drop it in there. And then also I put my email address in here because what the one we do today, which is fun. Let me paste. Why is it clicking in there?
Oh, it's just unlock dash protocol. Got it.
Yeah, you got it. I don't know why it's not clicking in. I'm clicking it, but whatever. You got it. And then my email is heather@coinqueens.io. So just email me your crypto wallet or your or once you email and just like, hey, I was in there today, then I'll drop the NFT, which is, I'll give you a backstory on what the one is. I just thought it would be hilarious. Some people will know, but some people won't. So this is the screen. And Unlock is one that I've been using for a long time. When we first started doing NFTs, probably, I don't know, last year, we used Nifty Kit. And at the time, the way to use Nifty Kit was a little more technical, and it's not now. They have a dashboard that's very similar to Unlock's, but Unlock, when I was introduced to Unlock, when they already started with a more no-code dashboard where Nifty Kit still required some technical skill. This is taking it like next level easy. And now Nifty Kit is still available and it's super simple, but they charge, depending on the level of NFT you purchase from them, I believe that's 5% of mint price or 10% of mint price, depending on how much you pay for your NFT to belong to their platform. Unlock is completely free. There is a tiny, I create all our NFTs on Polygon. You can do them on any chain and I'll show you how to do that, but it is completely free. There is a transaction fee when you mint something on the blockchain. If it's on Polygon, it's usually cents. If it's on Ethereum, it can be, depending on how busy the network is, $5 and up, up towards of $40. So, but anyway, so we'll get into it. So, and like I said, I'll record this, I'll email it out to everyone who's here and people who signed up who couldn't make it, because I had a few people who were like, I can't jump on, and no problem. So Unlock here, there's a whole lot in their blog you can go through. You can type in Google if there's anything specific about that you want to learn about creating the NFT that I don't do a good job on, just Google it and it'll pop up. They have so much resources in here, but we're going to launch the app. And I'm already connected, so it's going to already pull up my dashboard. So for y'all, it'll look a little different, but just know it's just the process to set up your account, whether it's connecting a wallet or just setting up your email and password. But today, this is what my dashboard looks like. And so connected to this wallet is some of the stuff we've done. Some of you probably have that NFTs for Good one. When we did our fundraising series, we did like a 5-part series on fundraising and we sent that out. We did our vision boards. Those are all in here. But to create an NFT, they call them locks. So it's a little confusing because their target for Unlock was memberships, ticketing, subscriptions. They are not thinking about it as like the 10K PFP collection. Now you can do that, but that was not their original intention. They are looking for targeting businesses who are looking to move their subscriptions, memberships, that sort of stuff onto the blockchain for a multitude of reasons. So they call it a lock. But so that's what it is. So create a lock means create an NFT. So we're going to create the lock. So here you'll see, this is the first screen you'll see. So like I said, I do Polygon, but if you go in here, you can see there are a multitude of networks to choose from. Ethereum clearly is very popular. If you wanted to do a big 10K or any large collection, up until recently, you couldn't really do that with Unlock, but they have given you a pretty easy walkthrough using Pinata, which is like a way to store files, to store your art in IPFS, and then they can link to these contracts, but that's super, it's not what we need to get into today, but just know it's possible if you have that question. So we're going to create on Polygon today, and we're going to name the lock. What should we name our NFT today? Let's do CQ NFT. I'm going to call it Crypto Citrus, and you'll see why when we get done. And then, so you could call it whatever you want. And that is editable like on the other side. So membership duration days. So again, so this is how long your NFT is good for. So for instance, CoinQueens has NFTs that are for membership to our community. While our community has a lot of open rooms, we have some content gated in our community, which is on Geneva. So for people to be able to access those rooms and that content, they have to have one of the CoinQueens NFTs that acts as the key, right? That's to get into those rooms. So right now, I have those programmed for 365 days. So our CoinQueen keys are good for 1 year. And then you would, if I create it for 1 year, then you will be prompted to re-up your subscription in a year. So we're going to do this one for forever. So you can have it like a typical, if you were doing a PFP collection, that's just, you know, you're a part of the community forever. You have it unlimited there. Number of memberships for sale. If you only wanted to have 100, 10,000, you can set this quantity to whatever you want. It's going to be unlimited because I'm not sure how many people signed up. I think it was like 40. So but it doesn't matter. This is not for the, you know, we're not trying to create something serious here. This is just for fun. And then your price, because it's on the Polygon network, it's Matic. That's the currency of Polygon, but that will populate for you whatever chain you choose. If you said Ethereum, that would say Ether there. We're going to make it free. Okay. So pretty simple. On this page, all you're doing is setting these parameters, boom, done. So I want you to review it to make sure that you like what you see. It's going to be on Polygon. That's the name of it. It's good for forever. And there's a maximum amount of them. We can send as many as we want, and the price is free. And again, I can change this on the other side, but this is what we're creating right now. So it looks good to me. Oh no, don't do unexpected issue. Here, let me move your screen. I can't see y'all. I mean, I can't see the screen. Let me refresh my screen. Oh man, CQ and F. Well, we'll just do CQ Crypto Citrus actually. It's, oops, I spelled that wrong. Unlimited, free. Let's go. Looks good to me. Come on, baby. Oh no, this would be terrible. Let's make sure my MetaMask is link in here.
I'm getting the same thing, by the way.
You are. I hope that unlock's not down. That would be so bad for me. I don't know if I have any pictures on the screen. I like saved to my, oh, you know, it's Web3. I can walk you through it without the screens, but that's not as fun. Let's see if it'll connect. I could always close it out and start again. Sometimes that happens. It is still the blockchain, baby. The other day I was, oh, look, it's not even logging into that. Here, we'll just close out. Oh, it looked like it did. Here, we're going to relaunch the app. Okay, we're going to create a lock. We are not going on Ethereum. We're going on Polygon. Okay, this is better. So it prompted. So MetaMask is my crypto wallet so for some of you who don't know what that is, that's my crypto wallet, which is basically like your keys to accessing a blockchain, right? So if you want to access a blockchain, you have to have a crypto wallet, which is like, it's basically like an email and password, but good for everything. You don't need unique emails and passwords for everything. So, okay, here we go. Let's try one more time now that it seems like we're back in action. So we'll do CQ, Crypto Citrus, unlimited, free, and next looks good. Here we go. So this is going to cost 32 cents to deploy this contract on the blockchain. 32 cents. Okay. So not a lot. Because when back in the day, when this started, when NFTs started taking off and people were launching 10K collections, it could be anywhere to up to $20,000 to create a smart contract. And in here, you'll see that it will give you a lot of options that you never could have done before. All right, so it says our lock has successfully been deployed. Let's start configuring it. So you now have a smart contract you just created. So when you get to this screen, it's going to be all populated basic. So this is the image. So see, when I roll over it, you can change the picture. And so let's start there. So I'm going to show you what file we're going to do. We're going to do this fun orange. So back in the day when NFTs first started, and I was in crypto first, so I was secondary to NFTs. So when I, why isn't it going in there? When I heard about NFTs, I was like, oh, I want to create one. I want to have a collection. And I was like, I'm going to do one. I'm from Florida. I'm from the South. I like oranges. Oh, the picture's not going in there. I'll do that in a second. And so I made these like oranges. It was hilarious. I never did anything with them because once I quickly understood how it was working, I'm like, oh, good Lord, I'm not doing that. So we'll start with a tool since the image isn't working. So here, this tools is everywhere where you can customize everything metadata. But just so you know, this little arrow here, this will take you to the contract. This is your smart contract address, right? If you ever needed to link to that, we can talk about why later, but then you'll see all the details. If you want to change any of this, well, you couldn't change Polygon, but you can change your duration, your quantity, your price. Recurring, no, because it's forever. Credit card payment, no. So if you wanted to set up for people to pay only with credit card, you click here. I'm not going to go through that. All it does is have you connect your Stripe account. You just have to have a Stripe account to link to this, and it would pay. People can pay for these NFTs, locks, memberships, whatever you want to call them, in credit cards. But let's go to the tools first, since it's not letting me upload my picture for whatever reason. Preview, this is the checkout experience. So when people go to check out, this is what it's going to look like. So what is it going to say? Right now, we don't have our cute little picture, but we'll do that. And then you can title it. We'll go CQ, see how it's really cool. Crypto citrus. Oops, I spelled it wrong. You type that in there. If you wanted to link, see how it has the U, that's the unlocks. That's their image, their logo. If you wanted to link to a file that you have, it could be in IPFS, it could be in Google Docs, whatever, you could link the URL for whatever icon you wanted. If you wanted to change that U, I don't care. Once they check out, if you want them to be directed to another page, like for instance, how about I'll link you guys when you click on it, just for anyone who's not here, I'll link you into our community so you can pop in there and see what it looks like. So hold on, so I'm going to copy the invite link for our community and I'm going to click it there. So once they check out, then they'll be redirected to this page. Okay. And that's my address. I didn't mean to put that in there. Refer. So if I wanted to give a refer fee, like a fee for someone who helped someone sell this NFT, or if you had an influencer you were working with and you wanted to give a percentage of mint, you could click there, put the referrer's address in here. And you have to set the percentage for that in another screen, but this is the address of the influencer or referrer, or someone you wanted to give a portion of the sale price to. If you want to have them sign a message, if there's any specific like information that they have to agree to for purchasing this, you would put that in there, and it would be a part of the message that they sign with their wallet. You can read all what that is, but if you wanted to hide when they're sold out, I actually don't know what pessimistic means. I think, it's so that they don't have to wait for the transaction to go through to be redirected. So if you want to make sure the transaction goes through before they get this redirect link or before they get anything else, and that's what that's for. So this is your checkout. And again, it would have our cute little citrus there if it had let me change the picture, but it was being picky. And then you can walk it. You'd see payment methods. It's going to only be their crypto wallet, see cryptocurrency. But had I connected my Stripe account to this one, you would have another box that would give them the options. It says pay with credit card. And what happens is then they would just use an email address and a password. They wouldn't ever connect a crypto wallet. They would have no anything to do except for email and password, which is pretty amazing. If you guys have any questions while I'm going, just interrupt me. And then you can copy the URL for your checkout here, or you can download the JSON if you're going to put it on your website. So that's pretty customizable, pretty amazing. So you could just copy the URL, which it is long. So I use bit.ly to shorten the link. So you can just copy this big, huge URL, put it in bit.ly so you get a little link, and then you can paste it all over the place for people to use to purchase. It's pretty cool. So let's get out of the checkout builder. Let's go back in the tools. So airdrop keys. So now you've created, wait, let's see if we can get our picture because this would, I really want my little picture in there. Maybe we'll select a different one. Let me see. We can get, no.
I'm having trouble with that too.
It's not so funny. I don't know. Oh, the file is too large. Oh,
Well, it
let's
told me
try-
that, and I'm using one that's smaller than 1 meg, so it's being finicky.
That's so annoying. Yeah, I mean, so it goes. But okay. Well, for now, we can skip it for now. Okay. But I mean, clearly that's typically not too hard. So we'll go to airdrop. So now you've created your NFT, but before you want to maybe update the metadata, there's a lot of things you could program into your NFT. So we'll walk through them. Again, think of it. So I want to preface this by saying I like that they call it a lock because it gets people out of that mentality of being like, oh, I'm creating an NFT, because really you're not creating while you are creating an NFT, what you're doing is you're creating a sales mechanism for a product or service that is valuable for people. So you're not creating an NFT just because the NFT intrinsically has value. It doesn't. The NFT only has value if what people receive by purchasing it is something of value. So you just keep that in mind, because I feel like people get excited about making NFTs and you're like, it's useless to you or to anybody unless it unlocks something that is of value. So if you wanted to change, and oh, you can change the network. I didn't know that you could do that. So we could change the network. We're not going to do that. I don't know what the key ID is, so we're going to leave that blank. You can change the name. You can change the image URL. Right now, that's their image URL, their generic one. We can put the description. I'm going to make it CQ Crypto Citrus is a fun token of completing, unlock, create an NFT with boom. So change that. Again, if you wanted to put a link in here, which is the Geneva link, it pre-populated that since we used it on the other screen. So that will be included in the information with the NFT, so people can click it to get to Geneva. If I was using this for a ticket, so say I was using this to host an event and this NFT was going to be the ticket, there's all kinds of information that you can put in here about your ticket, which is amazing. And even if I wasn't using this for a ticket now, let's say that everyone that came here today in like a few months, I go, hey, I'm hosting an event at NFT NYC. You can come if you have the crypto citrus, and I could put this all in there, and then this would serve as your ticket. And there's a screen to set up. I can show you for people scanning, but probably most of you aren't thinking about it for ticketing, but know that you can do it. It's a really cool way to serve as a digital memento for attending an events. And I think as we move forward, things like concerts, and other fanfare will all move on to this. And it'll be a really cool way to people who collect playbills, tickets, that sort of stuff. This will be a really unique way to showcase and be able to display them and share them. Advanced. Okay, so if you wanted to have a fancy animated something on your NFT, this is where you put all that. If you wanted to link to a YouTube URL, and then you can even change your background color of the NFT on OpenSea. So this is just visual changes you can make. The customizing, so say you were making a collection that had rarities. Say, Danielle, for your fashion line, you were going to make like levels of loyalty, and say you wanted to add a property like your gold level, your silver level, your platinum. You can add the properties to each of those NFTs, right? And or maybe it's a level, like a numerical level. So it'll, you could say you've reached 10 points, 20 points, 30 points. You can add all these. This is literally whatever you can dream it, you can put in here. And then statistics. So, and you can save all this. So that is all of the properties to edit, which I think is pretty cool. What other tools? Lock settings. This is to update all this stuff over here. So there we were, playing with the traits and everything of the NFT. That other one updates this stuff here, network, key duration, quantity, price, all that. I believe that's what that one is. But now that I'm saying that, let me make sure. Yeah, if you want to change the name, we're not going to. The ticker symbol. So it's called a key. So we're going to change it and we're going to call it a token. So now instead of being called a key, it'll be called that. It'll prompt me over here and it's going to charge me 3 cents because this is making a change to the actual smart contract. So this is an on-chain change. So it was 3 cents. I did that to call it a token. And then the base token URI. So this is a little advanced, and this is the part where I was talking about if you wanted to do a really large collection. So for this right now, we've created an NFT that has one image. So when I airdrop this to all of y'all, you're all going to get the exact same image. If I wanted to send you guys all different images under the same CQ crypto citrus, which I could, I have hundreds of oranges, which is hilarious. You would put the base token URI, super confusing for most, but what it is IPFS is a place where you can store files, like all these image files. And I could put them all together in one collection. And then I would link that here. And then it would randomly add all of those images. And it can be as many images as you want. We could update the membership terms, which you said at the very beginning. So again, these are all on like the other things I was showing you, those are all free to change. These ones are changing the smart contract, the terms of the smart contract. So these will have small fees associated with them. So we can make them transferable or non-transferable. So you hear people talk about soul bound, right? So if I took this off, you are not allowed to transfer it. It is now yours for forever. And I can have a fee that is charged and comes back to my wallet if you were to transfer it. I'm going to let you send it to whomever you want, whenever you want, and I will not charge you the $0 that it cost you. Right now, we have it set up unlimited. Again, if I changed it, it would be a fee because it's a change to the smart contract. I'm not going to do that. Quantity, maximum number of keys per address. So again, remember keys is NFTs. So everyone can have one key per address. Yes, go ahead, Marquita.
Can we do all of this before we actually make the contract?
Yep, we did.
I'm thinking 3 cents here and there, it might add up.
Yeah, we did all this at the beginning. So this would only be if you changed your mind. Do you know what I mean? Like, so
Awesome.
if you were like, oh, or if I
Cool.
decided to be like, oh, my crypto citrus are so valuable now, I'm going to make
Okay.
them, non-transferable. So
I wondered if I'd missed something.
Yep, we did
Thank
this
you.
all at the beginning. You're welcome. Yeah. So everyone can have one. If I wanted to say everyone can only have, 1 or 2, I don't care how many you have. And then they have a cancellation thing, because if you're using this as like a subscription program or a membership or something like that, you could build in cancellation details so they can have a trial period. How many days? What's that, Matt?
I'm sorry to interrupt you right in the middle of a sentence. For the transfer fee, I guess the real question I'm asking is where would I put in the fee for if someone buys the NFT and then transfers it again and transfers it again to someone else, that creator fee that comes back to the original person? Is that something we can set in here?
That's per marketplace. So no, you cannot set that in here. So that's a marketplace fee. And as of right now, I mean, there's been a lot of debate on creator fees. And as of right now, they're still in effect. I mean, there's what is it? X2Y2 and pseudoswap maybe. So I mean, it's on each marketplace. No, those creator fees are strictly through a marketplace. They are not currently built into the smart contract. Now, there are people looking to try and find a way to add in a line of code that would be able to make that the way, but right now, no.
Yeah. And does that hold true if you are trying to split if you're trying to, let's say you've got 3 artists that come together to create an NFT and you want to share some of it with the other people as it's sold, can that be built into the contract, or is that also?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And I think we'll get to that, but yes, you can put in the referrer address. And so when you can put the, percentage of the mint price to be, or to sale price, not, the sale price to be, split immediately upon, execution of the contract of the sale. Yeah, you can. Okay. So yeah, that's that. Okay, we did transfers, duration. We already, I mean, these, like I said, these are all things we did at the beginning, but they are able to be changed for a fee because again, you're changing the contract. So price, we set it up for free. We could change it. Your credit card payments again. Oh, they added Apple Pay and Google Pay. That's brand new. I didn't know that. But we could accept credit card. If I changed my mind and I was like, I want people who are not Web3 or crypto native to be able to use these to be able to purchase these, I can add this here. And Apple Pay and Google Pay are new. It was only Stripe, so that's exciting. And you would just click accept, and you'll notice you have to charge at least 50 cents to be able to take credit cards. The renewal. So if you are using this for some sort of membership or subscription, you can have it recurring so that it, automatically renews the membership when it expires, rather than them having to, the year just runs out and they're like, oh, my, NFT doesn't work anymore. It would just auto renew. And then if you needed to put any like receipt information for your bookkeeping needs, here it all is. Okay, so that's that. I mean, really, it's amazing. And this dashboard has grown so much just in the last few months. It's amazing. Yes, Jenny, you're here. I didn't know you were here. How are you?
How are you?
Good. Sorry, I can't see everybody's face. I don't know where I put everybody. Go ahead.
Hey, I just had a question. If someone purchases this NFT
Mhm.
with a credit card, where's the NFT held? And what sort of, if they don't have a wallet?
So it will be sent, and so when we did our NFTs for Good fundraising, I didn't know because they had just come out with this new airdrop people with their the email thing. So we did it. Even people with crypto wallets, I go, I'm only going to send this to you with your email address because I want to see how it goes, and so we did. And what happens is they get an email to them that says, you've got they called it a lock. And so that's one of the things we're working on. I told them, I was like, I need to be able to customize that email. At that point, it might have changed by now. I could not customize that email, but it said, you got a lock, and it had an image of it. And then it had a QR code for them to, view it, to access it. And it gives you the option if they want to transfer it to a crypto wallet. But what Unlock does is when someone creates an account with an email address and a password, they are creating a wallet for them on the blockchain. The keys are encrypted. So Unlock is technically in control of them, but nobody knows them, right? They're encrypted, but the person whose email address and password can recover those and take control of that wallet if they ever got so far down the path that they were, a crypto, comfortable and wanted to be, in control of it in that way. But I don't think, honestly, Jenny, I don't think anyone, as people start using and moving their businesses onto the blockchain, I don't think anyone's going to want the self-custody risk. I mean, it's the whole reason we created our fund, right? Because nobody wants it. And these are people who even know about it. So I see like Bitsky wallet is a good one. And I still haven't played around enough with them to create NFTs with them. But they essentially, I think, can do all this same stuff now. And all people have to have is a username and a password. So it is on the blockchain and they can access it with their email address and password, but they never have technical self-custody. It is custodied by Unlock, encrypted.
Okay, good. I was
That
curious
makes sense?
just because of people who don't understand or are fearful of it, but you want to get them involved, how you explain it and where it's going to be. It may be a good way to bridge people in,
Yeah, I love that. So I'm thinking of it for Kids Beating Cancer, who we did. So just to give y'all, I used Unlock for 2 charity events last year to sell NFTs, and the whole not ploy, that sounds like scheme, like the whole idea behind getting them to purchase NFTs. We did like the mascot of the charity, created the NFTs and made them cute digital images. And then what the people got when they bought the NFT was a 30-minute session to learn how to set up their wallet. And then I airdropped them the NFT, right? So back then I could only do that on Ethereum. I didn't have all these new options I have now. And it was clunky, right? Because they had to buy it using their credit card through the auction house. And then I had to do the work, which I was going to do it anyway, and transferred it all. Now, if I could this year for the charity, I can just put the email address. That's amazing. And then I can just email it to them. It's so much more seamless because people don't I think all of us here who have been in Web3 for a while really want people to understand and appreciate the technology, but people don't care. What they want is like a seamless, easy, fun way to interact with their favorite charities or with their favorite brands. So I don't think of the email drop as a way to bring people into learning Web3. I think it's more of a way to just someone to be able to move what they're doing onto the blockchain and take advantage of how easy it is to do business with the blockchain versus all the different, breakout of data we have now. Does that
Got
make
it.
sense?
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Good to see you. Okay, lock manager. So that is me. And you could, if I had maybe someone on my team that I wanted to manage these NFTs or tickets or subscriptions or whatever, I could put them in there because remember, everyone is used to signing into everything with an email address and password, which is fine. But the idea of blockchain being you have your wallet and that is your access to all decentralized applications. So you would just put their wallet in here and then they can come in and do all the things that we just did for you. So you don't have to do them. And then the verifier is for the ticket QRs, which they Unlock did like ETH, was it not ETH Denver? It was ETH Paris. I think they did ETH Paris. I don't know. It was like 1,200 people and they used this ticketing. So you would add a verifier, which was on another screen. We skipped over because we weren't using these tickets. You would put their wallet address. So then the people would literally just open the app and scan the ticket and it would show whether it was valid or not on there. So that's where that is. And then advanced. Here's your referral fees, Matt. So this is where you can set up whatever, and you can apply as many as you want. What's that?
Before you go into that, on the verifier side, you're putting in various crypto wallet addresses that allow the people to verify the tickets.
Correct.
That's cool. So on their phone that they're scanning QR codes with, is it the Unlock app that they have on their phone? Okay, cool.
Isn't it? And if you want, so Unlock, well, now this may have changed, but when we did an event in Miami in May, whatever, recently, no, not May, October, because it wasn't that long ago. Maybe October we were in May. Or no, it wasn't. It was December. That's super recent because it's our Basel. It was December. So we did they could not create a custom like wallet experience in, but they do have someone who can do that for you. If you wanted to like really have the whole experience be perfectly on brand, but I don't think it's that important for your ticket checker outers unless you really want the people coming into your event to see like the perfect, but whatever. But yeah, so you could have, because you're probably, if you had a large event like ETH Paris, you would have hundreds of people checking people in to try and get it to be quick and fast, right? The whole idea of checking into an event, you want it to be as seamless and as easy, and you would just put all those people's information there and then scan, away they go. It's super cool. I mean, it's really amazing. Okay, let's go on. The last little part here is advanced. So referral fee, this is where you put all that in. So you would put what percentage. Remember in the other screen, we had the addresses we could add for people we wanted to be like people we would share revenue from this with. So we would click it on and we would put what percentage and then we would apply. And then but we didn't add anybody, do you know what I mean? So you would have options, but those are the two places you would do it. You would add your refers and then you would add the percentages here that they get. So you can have however much you want it to be. Clearly it has to add up to 100%. But if you put 10% then there for one person, the 90% would come to your wallet, right? The one who set this contract up. I am not familiar with hooks. I've never used these, so I'm not going to go into this, but yeah, this is all new. They have really picked up a lot of opportunities, but I'm not familiar with any of this stuff. But see this right here, there's docs. They have really, really great documents. And oh, by the way, their Discord is super not busy ever. And they're all in there. The devs are in there. They're all hanging out. You can pop a question any day. Or if you wanted to, I could connect you to some of them on Telegram if you don't like to be in Discord. Versioning. I've never even seen this one. I'm running the latest version. So I guess if I needed to update my Unlock, that would be there. They have a lot of new exciting stuff coming out. He just sent me a message and I told him that our next event, I will do it. Let me read it to you so I don't say it wrong. Wait, let me make sure I did all the tools. I believe that was the last. Oops. This is, oh, see your scan and verify ticket. So when you would log in, so we were here, we did our, because the NFT properties we did first, which is all the fun stuff that's free. And then the lock settings is, oops, all this stuff we did over here when we created our contract, we changed our mind and we're going to change it. Costs a few pennies if you're on Polygon, costs dollars if you're on Ethereum. So make sure you do it right if you're on Ethereum. And verification. So that's where you go in to scan your little QR codes. Now, when you, your checkout experience, I didn't mention something and I just remembered, see this little CSV file. So in your checkout builder, where's the thing for collecting email addresses? I feel like I didn't do that. I'm missing it. There's usually a way to collect email addresses and then it holds you there on CSV. Where is that? I have to find it now. It's definitely in here and now I'm not finding it, but there is a way to do that, but whatever. But so you can put that you ask for their email address and then that all collects into a CSV. So then you have a lovely little document to access all those people. I think that's it. So let's see if I can, oh, I was going to read what Patrick, he does like relate partners and relationships. They have, I mean, they're constantly coming out with new stuff. And he just sent me this, that they launched an Eventbrite for Web3, because clearly they have the ticketing capabilities, right, in here. So that's the whole idea is going to create the ticket as an NFT, just like we did here, but easier. I have not done it yet, but I told him how it happened before I scheduled this. I would have used this instead of Eventbrite, but my next time I will. Let's see if I can put the, I go on my telly. My Telegram's a disaster. Don't judge me. It's in personal, Patrick, and it's unlock.com. Let me copy and paste it. So this is the stuff on it. And I will, next event I do. I already have the events for this month scheduled, so I haven't done it, but I will. Oh, it pasted it there. See, it's not letting me type in here. It's not weird. Nope. All right, just kidding. You guys can't have it. It's that, but anyway, on their blog under events launch. So I'm excited to try that out. I think that'll be super cool. Let's try one more time. If I can't get the picture in here for this, then we'll just
I had to hit apply and it worked.
So clever of you.
Well, but it was confusing.
Let's see. No, it's probably because that one's too big. I'll do it though. I will get it. I'll make it smaller. And then once you guys email me, either if you have a crypto wallet, I'll drop it to your email address. Or even if you have a crypto wallet and you just want to see, why don't you just send me, or if you signed up for this on Eventbrite, you don't have to, because I have your email addresses there. And I will, why don't you let me email drop them to you? That way you can see what it looks like for a person if you were to email them one, right? And like I said, unless he's changed something in the last couple of weeks, the email is not customizable by me, so it'll be an auto-generated one, and you'll get a feel for what it is, but they are working to change that. So we'll have the opportunity, like we could customize that checkout experience. We'll be able to customize the email experience. So that is forthcoming. But I think that's it. I mean, so that's super simple, right? I mean, it literally is. I mean, I walked you through it, but you could have like tooled around and figured it out on your own for sure. And then, to airdrop them. So we didn't do that. So you can do, if you see how this, so you can do one at a time, or they'll give you a template. And then, so for instance, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to download their CSV template. I'm going to go to Eventbrite. I'm going to take all y'all's email addresses and drop them in that CSV template and then drop that file here. So then it'll take all of your email addresses and throw them in here instead of me manually doing it. If I wanted to manually do it, I could just put in one wallet address at a time, and then you scroll down and add recipient, and then it'll keep adding people. So if you wanted to do just like 3, you're like, I only have 3, I don't need a CSV for that. It'll put them underneath that add recipient button one at a time. And then you can airdrop them all at once. So you're paying for one transaction fee. Again, on Polygon, it's pennies. But if you don't have a wallet address, you click that. And then you don't have to, I mean, this is like for people who don't know Web3, this is like, you're like, who cares? You're sending some email. This is big. Like, this is so fun and easy. Now you don't have to have a crypto wallet to be able for me to run my business on the blockchain. Like, that's a big deal. So email address and how many am I going to send them? It doesn't expire, but, and then you would add it and then drop it. Here, I'll send one. I'm going to send one to these ugly ones to myself that has no picture in it. So add recipient. So let me go back down to the bottom. See, that's my wallet address. Oh, look, see, it made one. Do you see that, Ginny? It made a wallet address for me because I just put in my email, which didn't have one. But this is me. I'm the manager of it. If I wanted to change that, I could do that, but I don't. And then I'll confirm the airdrop. So it's going to send it. Oh, I can show you. I'll go in my email and I'll show you. That's my personal email. So it's 6 cents, but you know, you could have dropped it to a whole bunch of people. Okay, we'll confirm it.
So if in turn I created an NFT to send to the same email address, Heather@Gmail, it would send my NFT to that wallet.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
That's really smart. I mean, it's really like when he came up, when he like sent me this, we can airdrop. I was like, this is mind blowing. Okay, let's go into my Gmail. Okay, let's see what it looks like. I wonder if it's in. Not there yet. No.
I think that's Rita with her mic on.
Oh, Marquita, use your mic on.
Rita.
Oh, Rita. Here, hold on. I can hear her. She may not know. Let me see. Got it. Thank you. Oh, here it is. Okay, see, it just came through Unlock Labs and it says a new membership NFT was airdropped to you. So see, if I was doing something different, I wouldn't want it. What if I wasn't selling you a membership? What if I was giving you a ticket? I wouldn't want it to say that. Again, it's coming very soon. They're actively working on it like right now, but this is what it looks like. A new membership NFT was airdropped to you. Number one, to the lock CQ Crypto Citrus was just airdropped to you. So you can transfer it to your own wallet here. So I could click it there. Or you can also print your membership NFT as a signed QR code. Ooh, and you can see it'll take it to OpenSea. It tells the people that sometimes you have to check in your hidden tab because if anyone's not typically familiar with Web3, OpenSea is just a marketplace where you can view everybody's wallets. You could go look at my wallet, you could look at Ginny's wallet, Matt's wallet, and see what NFTs they have purchased. Now they may have multiple wallets, but for this conversation, you could log in mine and see what have I purchased, what do I collect, and that will be there. But airdrops sometimes go into a hidden folder just in case they're suspicious. So sometimes you have to look into the hidden folder, and then it gives them directions on how to do that. And then you let them email, you can email Unlock. So what's great about it is if there is any technical questions, and I think this is a huge, huge selling point for me. If the people have technical questions accessing their image or their NFT or whatever they think of it as, they contact Unlock, not me. They're like my technical assistant. I mean, that's huge in my opinion. Otherwise, you would have to have someone on staff who's ready to be like, I can't find my NFT. What do you mean if I want to transfer it to my wallet? What wallet? Like those sort of questions, right? So it's beautiful. But I think once we can customize, I think we can make it more seamless, specific to whatever it is that you are, however you're engaging with your consumer or fan or whoever it is. So that's what it looks like. And then I did transfer. So I walked this process when we did the fundraising ones. I transferred it from my email into my actual wallet and it worked. So you'll see it says you'll get a code. So they'll send me a code to my Gmail and then I have to confirm the transaction and blah, blah. It's super simple. It really is. I did it. It's great. But most people, if you're doing it this way, probably don't want to do it to a crypto wallet, right? So that's it. I see. Yeah, the customizing will be much better. It's just where it is right now, which is fine. I'm just excited we can email because my brain starts ticking and I think about other people that I've been speaking to in various industries who are like, it's just too hard to onboard my fan base, my clients, my consumers to Web3. Yeah, that sounds great. I'd love to use the blockchain or have, all of these right now, this data management, and AWS has this and Google has this. And it's just Toasty has this for me, all these different apps and programs. I'd love to have it all in one, but I could never bring my consumer over into opening a crypto wallet. And now you don't have to. So I think that's huge. And I'm very excited about it. And like I said, Bitski wallet is another one. I guess I shouldn't call it Bitski wallet. It's just Bitski, sorry. But they have a wallet that is the same email address and password. And actually their UX is a little prettier. I've just been working with Unlock so long, it's just easier for me to navigate. I just haven't played with Bitski enough, but Bitski is, I would say their UX is actually much prettier. I think they take a percentage of NFTs you create. But you can play with it. It's super simple. Like it's simpler than Unlocks to navigate through. So I would release you to go crazy and check it out. But again, I would like to reinforce the only reason you would be doing this is to, move whatever you're doing now into Web3. What's that, Matt?
So how is Unlock making money
I was
off
gonna
this?
ask the same thing.
So, right, they're looking for like, they want enterprise business, right? So they're looking for like the Starbuckses, the Hertz, that. So this sort of stuff is almost like proof of concept, right? And then we're kind of like all beta testers. As we use it, work out bugs, we kind of perfect it and have use cases for them. I mean, all of these Web3 companies, Nadia, one of our Coin Queens, said it best on a Twitter space. She's like, there are more solutions than there are problems right now in Web3. And it's totally true. There's a million solutions and brands and businesses don't know how to utilize it because it's been too confusing and too difficult. And in my opinion, too risky. I mean, for people to be self-custody. I love the idea. Like I said, I'm crypto first. So I love that idea of self-custody and ownership of funds and, being able to transact globally with no intermediary. But the everyday person still wants to be able to call like Chase Bank when they have a problem, right? So I think all of the way these tools are evolving are just going to help brands and businesses be able to do it. So right now they really don't make any money. They do because there are, they will charge an account setup fee for credit card payments. I think it's like $25. But again, their volume is low right now, right? They're not doing anything huge. So it's more proof of concept, more, looking for those big businesses to say, oh, this would be amazing. And then build out something for them specific.
Heather, the levels, I was interested in that, where you can create the hierarchy of the NFT.
Yes.
Based on points. Do you use the NFT that you created to collect the points? Is there a system where you can actually track some sort of loyalty to a membership or subscription?
I mean, it would
within
all
this?
be right there in you would just be in that dashboard or on OpenSea. What do you mean? Like for you as the owner to look at or for the consumer to look at?
So you showed where you can set different levels up, right? So if you did gold, silver, bronze. How would you move from the baseline up to a bronze, up to a silver, up to a gold? How do you demonstrate that in this structure, or do you not? You just get airdrop the gold one once some other system is tracking the points.
Well, you can update the image. So you could update the metadata and you yourself or whoever is working on your team, you could have, whatever parameter it is that you have set saying, buy this much of XYZ or attend this many, whatever. You could just update that specific NFT image and the metadata, or you could airdrop them a new one. I mean, I'm sure if you're saying like a more automated way, maybe for it to tick and happen. Is that what you're saying?
So perhaps if you attend 10 of my events, then you move up to silver. Is the actual NFT tracking the attendance of those 10 events? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You moved to silver.
I mean, it is, but I don't know. We'd have to ask. I think it would be a manual move. But again, this is the whole idea right now. And they take any idea. So if you were like, hey, I want to use you guys I'm trying to build out this XYZ idea, but I would like it to automate, to have a trigger that says, once you meet these parameters, this automatically executes. I'm sure they would do it. I don't think you just walked through all the steps with me. I don't think there's anything in there like that. So, but like I said, I'm sure they would be happy to make that happen because I'm sure that will be a use case that other brands and stuff would want.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why it's so fun to work with. And like Bitsky, same. They're like, what do you want to do? Do you want like a custom wallet? Do you want to do CoinQueens wallets? And I'm like, not really. I don't have a use, but I mean, sure, we'll do it for fun just to see how it goes. But yeah. Any other questions? That's like it. That was all of it. And I'll get the image. I'll just shrink my image and send my sweet little orange. What's up, Matt, to you guys?
Okay, so I'm on my OpenSea page on the created tab, and I don't see it here. So should I?
Did you create it?
Well, I don't know. Is there a final thing I need to do to?
Did you send it to yourself? Like, did you airdrop one to yourself yet?
No. So I guess I'm just curious. I guess I was assuming that, or just wondering if this happens. So I've created it. I set my quantity to a certain number. And so I guess I was hoping that it would show up on OpenSea under my created tab as something that other people could buy through OpenSea.
It should. So yes, under your created, yes, it will. The collection will come. It may take like 5 to 10 minutes. It is not instant. It takes some time for that to upload. So if you're looking underneath, the collection will show up. Yeah. Okay.
So if I have, like, so when I go to the URL, which I'll post here in the, whoa, that's a crazy URL. I'm going to post that here.
That's why I use Bitly. Remember I said I use Bitly.
Oh my gosh. I don't think I've ever seen a URL that long. So that's working for me. And so I guess I was just curious, like, why I'm not seeing it there yet, but maybe it just hasn't synced with OpenSea. Oh yeah. Sometimes it can take 5-10 minutes to sync. And then you can, you know how there's like a banner image and all that, you can update all that in OpenSea. So once you're in OpenSea, you can change, the things that are editable in that marketplace that show your collection. Do you have experience with, so I'm a photographer, and one of the things I want to do is have multiple collections. So let's just, for an easy way to talk about it, let's say I go to the mountains and I've got a collection that's pictures of mountains, and I go to the ocean, I got a collection that's pictures of ocean. So I would like to have that underneath, those categories or those different collections available. Through this, is there a way to put locks inside of a collection?
You have to have OpenSea do that. So I've actually dealt with this with someone else. So no, and you can't do it. Again, that will be specific to each marketplace. They will do it. OpenSea will do it. You have to go through their help desk. It's not the most painful, but it's not the fastest. So you just have to.
So if I uploaded 10 mountain photos or created 10 mountain NFTs and 10 ocean NFTs, they'd just be randomly in my created folder on OpenSea. And then I would contact OpenSea's tech support to say, hey, I want these tokens to be in this collection. I want these tokens to be in that collection. And 33 days and 8 hours on phone calls and stuff like that later, might get it sorted out.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Or if you want to, here, let me share my screen again and I'll show you.
Actually, it's not that difficult.
Okay.
In OpenSea itself, they insist that you make a collection before creating something. And it won't be embedded in the blockchain, but in OpenSea itself, you will have different collections for your mountains, for your prairies, for your cityscapes, that kind of thing. I myself, I've got 2 collections going just because it's fun,
Yeah.
It is fun.
Do you know how you assign specific tokens to a specific collection?
Yes, it's actually pretty much drag and drop.
On OpenSea?
Yeah, if you go in there and explore a little bit, their user interface is fairly user-friendly.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
And then just as, so that way, that's amazing that it's that simple, because it's been a long time since I've dealt with that. So I love that. Maybe they got sick of having people call all the time and they're like, we're going to make this, we're going to change that. But in the, I'm trying to think of where that was, the tools, remember, if you upload, have you ever used IPFS or save files like all together in some sort of, or Google Docs or whatever, have you ever done that?
I've saved stuff from there, like the high res images of tokens I've purchased. I've just saved from there, but
in IPFS.
Yeah.
So do you have an account with Pinata? Are you familiar?
No.
Okay, so there, I can, and there, I'm trying to think of where the document is, but, the NFT properties, I believe is where, so remember I said base URI, that big long code, was that in here? I think it was. There's Ginny's. Let's see. No, there's a, so if you upload your collection all at once to IPFS or any file storage, then you can paste that URI to this contract and it will put them all in the same collection. So you don't have to do that. But if it's that easy with Marquita, that's great. Otherwise, you can do that in here. Maybe it was in here. There
So
it is.
you would upload to IPFS first.
Mhm.
Okay. Base token
You use
URI.
you right here. And so you use two tools to do that. And I can send you the document. I don't know why I'm not able to click in the chat for whatever reason, but I'll email it to you. It's a document and that shows how to do it using Bueno and IPFS. So that you can have the collection stored in one place and then you link it here. And then this contract pulls those files. But I'll email you the walkthrough on how to do that. If you want
This
to
has
do that.
been great. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. It's exciting. I mean, it's so fun. I feel like everyone is always like, oh, NFT is so cool. And then it seems so mystical. And I'm like, it's not hard. Now it's so easy. There's so many, and there's more tools than Unlock and Bitsky that I've talked about, but these are just ones that I've used and have had success with. So that's what I'm sharing. So, all right. Does anyone else have any other questions?
I do if no one else does.
Okay, go ahead, Matt. You're on. I'm sure people are like, oh, I would have asked that too.
So I am working on various NFT drops, helping other people as well. And my lawyer has suggested that I create a new LLC for each of the collections, which makes sense to me to keep things separate. And so I'm curious, since you've done multiple things like this, are you using any type of finance software that allows you to easily manage multiple LLCs, bank accounts and income and outcome or income and expense accounts? Do you? I know this is
Excel. No, I use Excel. No, I'm like super simple with mine. I'm not the best at accounting, and my husband will tell you that because I just finished all the CoinQueens stuff yesterday. I did. I emailed it all. It's done. No, and I'm sure there are some. If anyone on here knows of any, please do share. I am very basic, and but I think so. You're creating a different LLC. Well, for each.
So I'm helping other artists. I'm helping other artists come into Web3. And so through that process, one of the services I'll be offering is helping manage just everything that has to do with Web3, which is, there's going to be a lot of course, expenses and hopefully a lot of income coming in. And so I just need to be able to manage that independently, just from a financial standpoint. And so each one has its own LLC associated with it and its own bank account, of course. So I'm just looking for some way I can just log into, maybe it's QuickBooks Online, and then select which project I'm managing at the time to, create reports or whatever I need to do. Yeah,
that is, Marquita just put, oh, thank you. I know, so good to see you too. But each jurisdiction defines NFTs and crypto differently. There's no global system in place. That's a good point. I mean, if you think there's going to be that much volume, I definitely think setting up a separate LLC is, and I guess it depends. So you're going to, if you're not going to take a percentage of mint or anything, then I don't know if you need to do that, because if you're just going to set up a fee, like whether it's consulting or management fee, and your revenue is not tied to the success of the project, then I don't know if you'd need to do that. I mean, clearly a lawyer, but I'm just thinking it through out loud in my head. But
Marquis is dropping some alpha here. That's great. I appreciate it. Well, so I'm personally building a project right now to help rescue the stray dogs in the Bahamas. And I'm working with 10 Bahamian artists that are creating content for the drop. And I'm working with a different person where we're trying to bring 3D or 360-degree images or files of artifacts that are in a museum onto the blockchain. So it's a completely separate thing. And then there's another project I'm working with that's helping the coral reefs. So they'll all be coming through my company, but they're completely different entities. And so that's why each one would have a different LLC. So it's not connected back to my own company in case something crazy happens, you know.
So you're going through the business management process also for them, like you're setting
yes,
up.
yeah.
And that makes sense because a lot of time artists and people coming into the space don't have those skills, I guess. So that does make sense that they would need that. Man, a lot of people could have used that.
Yes. Thank you, Marquita. I appreciate that. So it's a crazy amount of work, but I've got a lot of passions for these things. And so it's like, you know, it's a lot of work and I'm burning the midnight oil constantly, but it's fun. So, and when it stops being fun, I'll probably stop doing it.
Yeah, no, agreed. I know that's what my husband always says. He's like, if you're still curious and it brings you joy, keep on going. So here we are. It's still fun. All right, cool. I can't wait. Yeah, keep us up to date on your projects, what's going on. But I will I'll email y'all all after this, and like I said, I'll send you that doc if you wanted to put all the files together. Versus,
I'm curious how everyone here heard about this event.
Well, so everyone here is in my community in CQ. So Angela, Ginny, Marquita, Rita, I don't know. Rita, I don't think I know Rita. So, but actually, what was I going to say? There was
I found you through, I think it was Claudia 1 Million.
Oh yeah. So she's in Orlando. She reached out to me. I'm in Orlando as well. And she was like, hey, I'm in Orlando too. And then when I posted the thing, she was like, hey, I would love to put this out to my community. Do you mind? And I was like, no, absolutely. I don't mind. Yeah. So, but everyone here is in CQ community. Yeah. So that's where we are. I post all this stuff there. You're welcome. I can, in the email, I'll try and make a nice little summary email that says how to all the people that registered, that says, this is how you,
Awesome.
join the community if you want. And then there's lots of resources in there. Anything that I'm working on versus whether it's Web3 tech tools, that sort of stuff, I'm always posting it in there. We do, like next week, we have one on like demystifying. No, it's this week, or yeah, maybe it's next week, the demystifying the VC process. So really, I just take feedback from what everybody's working on and what can I help? How can I give you the tools, resources to do what you're trying to do in Web3? And whether it's connecting with funders or tools or just asking questions, bouncing ideas, that sort of stuff.
So some of the developers I've spoken with about creating the contracts, I mean, it's like anywhere from $1,000 to $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference?
There isn't.
I mean, what we just did.
What's the difference is that these tools like are taking, it's that the need for developers is at this level is going to go way down. I mean, it's just so if you didn't want to manage it yourself, like you would pay someone, then if you wanted to change something, you would call them, right? So I'm sure they would charge you a fee for updating the contract or managing it. So they're handling all the stuff we just did. It's time consuming. So you're just paying someone to do it for you. So you don't have to do it.
And it's the difference between using this and just going directly through OpenSea is with this, you can actually edit it later. And if you do it through OpenSea, you can't, or?
I've never, you customize it and not as much on OpenSea. But I'm sure you could still, maybe Marquita knows, customized contracts are worth a coin to do it right. Yeah. So you don't make any mistakes. I mean, clearly they're experts. So if there's something you're not thinking through or about, they're going to give you the advice for sure.
Well, that's why I want to dive in with my own stuff first and understand the trials and tribulations of all of that. And then as I bring in other people that the plan is we're utilizing developers. There's a company out of Miami called Krypton Labs that we're working with. And so they're going to help with some of that on the grander scale, but I just wanted to be more familiar with it myself so I understand the process. So here we go. You dive right in, and it's fun. Like Marquita said, it's so fun just to
play around, see what you can do, what you can come up with. And then as they're evolving these tools, they get just more and more customizable every time, which is great. So it's fun. I mean, just so you're clear, Nifty Kit it's a no code solution, and they do huge contracts with huge brands, and they're doing the same thing that you can log on their website and do. Like, there's no mystical, magical thing they're doing. They're doing the exact, if they would say, maybe like Ginny just said, the levels, like we want to have this dynamic, changing thing happen, you would call Unlock and be like, hey, I want to make this happen. And they would talk that through and probably create that whatever box or experience so that you could do that. Whereas Nifty Kit, if you contracted with that, with like, I think they've done Adidas, they did Murakami flowers. I mean, it's the same tools that you could buy their NFT and use, which looks very similar to this. Again, a little prettier UX, but it's the exact same tool. So yeah, I think it's just that you're paying for the labor hours and the knowledge base to, help you. Yeah.
I think Angela has a question.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I can't see the hands. What's up, Angela?
Hi, this is amazing. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm a newbie, a real newbie. I was invited in by Peg, and so it's really great to be around people that have the same curiosity. So it's really, really a lot of fun. Except, yes, it's very overwhelming, especially when you're first starting in this. And that's the goal for me, is to learn as much as I can, so I can help others understand it. But it seems like for me, it's just taking forever to really get it. But I do have a question. So for me, I have people that have been following me for a while, and so I've started to create this workshop. Can you tell me, so something like having an NFT, this is something I could send to them and then they could use to come into the workshop with?
Sure, like as like a ticket, like if you had, so you could put the okay, so first, before I answer that, so if you have a workshop, like you'd need to think about how are you delivering that to your consumer now, right? And does putting it on the blockchain make that experience better or more difficult? So not necessarily everything, I feel like, is better. How you currently manage your, consumer relationship, as you start to understand the blockchain and using the dashboard more, if it makes more sense to manage it that way, which I think it does, like as you understand it and learn it, then yes, you would just, in one of those little lines, which you only have seen it one time, so I'm not expecting you to remember, but there is a line, so you would have a redirect. So once you create your little custom checkout, they're like, yes, I want to do this course that Angela sold me, they buy it, and then it would send them to wherever it is that your course is available, wherever you have it. And you could even go so far to have it, you have to have that NFT where it's token gated, or you can just automatically give it to them at the point of sale. So there isn't another step, which I think is great. I think the less barriers, the better. But yeah, I would, try and understand why you're wanting to move it to the blockchain, because not necessarily everything is. But if you're just now building a business, and to start here, I think is a great place. Not because then you probably have a lot of user data that's not on it, and it gets muddy. It'll be a little more labor intensive, I think, to bring everything over.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, I'm so impressed that you're like, I know nothing, but I'm gonna give this a go. It's fun, and it is addicting, because there's not many opportunities in life you get to learn something new. When I first started learning about crypto, I was like, it's a black hole in my brain. Like if someone comes out with an electric vehicle, you're like, okay, I know what a vehicle is. I know what a car does, how it goes, what, it drives, it takes me places. When like crypto is just like, there was nothing to pull on. So I remember it being so hard to finally get that. And but it's addicting because it is so new. You rarely get that opportunity to dive into something brand new and feel like, wow, I'm a wizard and nobody else knows this. And so it is fun. All right, cool. All right. If nobody
really quickly. So I'm also a newbie. I just started in December, and I actually kind of took the deep dive through MCG podcast. That's where I found CoinQueens. And then Brian Fanzo, he has a really great podcast. It's like 11 episodes, and it's for newbies. And the first time I listened to it, all 11 episodes, I had no clue what he was saying. But I recently, just last week, went back and listened to it again completely. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I actually know what he's talking about now. So I would just recommend, if you listen to podcasts, take a listen to Brian Fianzo.
That's a great idea. Yeah, he did that NFT, like mint an NFT every day. That was super cool. Yeah, and he does a lot of like speaking to like helping people understand the basics. So yeah, I love that. No, I know it is. I feel like it takes so many times of like doing it again and again, like listening to it and connecting those data points in your brain to go, okay, this makes sense. And this is how these all work together and everything.
I do have another question, if I could, real quick before I head out. But this is amazing, because this is the first time that I've really been able to watch somebody actually create an NFT. And so are there other places where I could go to sort of get a visual, because there's so much audio, but to be able to actually view it is something that's the way I learn. That's the way I fail. And then that's the way I learn. So it's so much better when we can, when I can watch that. Can you recommend, or would you recommend just maybe doing my own?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely recommend doing your own. You can't ruin anything, right? Like you can't break the blockchain. So you can definitely, I would say, I think doing it is good. I'm trying to think if there's any other. No, I don't. No, I mean, I'm sure there is. Maybe let me ask a few people. Bitsky, they might have something. So I'll ask them if they have any visual. Unlock has done this series called Membership 101. Again, I don't love the name, but they did a series on it and they hosted one for us. So I have that in. Are you in our community, Angela? Yeah, you just joined.
I just joined today.
Yeah, today. If you go to the Web3 or event replays, actually, I don't know if that's locked or unlocked. But in the event replays, there is the Unlock one, and he does walk through this, but it's what you just saw. But
Hey, Heather.
Yeah.
Riley recommended to me once, and I've used it occasionally, but there's how you can get overwhelmed with so many resources, but a good place you may want to go. There's a YouTube channel called Whiteboard Crypto. And it's got tons of different videos that are all visual if you like to see things and how they work. And there are a couple of how to create a token. There's a million different ways you can do it. You can actually do it through backdoors and that type of thing. But it might be a good place for you to look. That'll kind of lead you down another rabbit hole, if you will.
You want to lose another 100 hours this week?
Yeah, right. But it's a good channel to subscribe to on YouTube.
So crypto whiteboard. Okay.
That's Whiteboard Crypto.
Oh, Whiteboard Crypto. Okay, cool. I like it. Just a resource, Jenny.
I have too many and then I don't look at anything because I get so overwhelmed.
It's overwhelming, right? I know. I try and I remember when I was like the floodgates opened when we first started like researching it. And then I was like, you know what? I'm only going to learn as I come to a problem I need to solve.
That's a really good approach.
Yeah. I was like, there'll be a problem I need to solve. And then I'll take the time to learn that, because I realized there is a place to pay people, like Matt's saying, where it's like my time and energy doesn't need to go there. I can't be the doer and knower of all. Right. So, but there, as I walked through it, it was easy to find places where I really did want to understand, like visually see it, do it, and that sort of stuff. So, but yeah, well, I'm glad you joined, Angela. It'll be fun to see in there and see what you're doing. I love Peg. She's such a bright light. She's amazing. She's so cool. And she do you know her personally?
No, I mean, we've talked for the last maybe for like the last year, but I've never met her in person.
Okay. Yeah, she seems really cool.
Yeah, she's really nice.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the next thing we're doing is the demystifying the VC process. So we'll have a couple of people that work in VC trying to just talk like VC 101, like what the fundraising is like. And I did put a couple resources that they shared with me leading up to that. One is like a really cool spreadsheet that's like a founder starter spreadsheet, like all the things you need to have to get ready for the cap table. And I think I put 2 resources in there they shared, but I think that'll be a good one. I think it'll be fun because I know a lot of people who are coming in have a lot of big ideas, and then they get the business plan down, and then they're like, okay, now how do I get money and how do I start? So, and a couple of our girls are raising money. It's amazing. Deb from 3 Spaces, they're working on getting prepared for the seed round, and it's fun. I'm excited because I think their business idea is brilliant. So, and then maybe one day I'll create Clueless Closet, that Cher's closet from that movie Clueless. It's on my brain. I really want to do it, but man, it's a lot of time.
I'll help you.
And doesn't that sound so fun?
Yes.
Oh yeah, because you're in fashion. I mean, it just makes so much sense to me, you know, to have a system, or it's kind of like how Amazon is like a little bit of a platform, a little bit of a software. It's kind of this like myriad of services. But for fashion, for brands, designers, just to plug into. And then every time someone buys their clothes, it automatically goes into your digital closet. And then they like, it can easily upsell people. Oh, you should buy this handbag. It would look amazing. This pair of shoes, you know, would look great with that outfit you just bought.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, but it's a commitment. So we'll see. It sounds really awesome. But all right, guys. If nobody has anything else, I will I recorded this. I didn't forget. So I'll post it up in the event replays. I post everything on YouTube also. It may take me a few days, but I'll get it in there. And then I'll email everyone that was here and everyone that was on the list too. And I'll make the fun little crypto citrus that I, you know, just so you know, that NFT, it is all hand drawn. And then I scanned it and I hand drew each attribute: hair, sunglasses, boots, painted them, scanned them, and then I uploaded them in Photoshop. I mean, I did the whole thing, and I'm like, I am going to create an NFT collection that I love because it was all so ugly. And then it just got so overwhelming with all the women PFPs. And I was like, I don't even want to do this. So, and then I stopped. But now I'll just share them every once in a while with everybody here. They're ridiculous, but they're fun. So, all right, y'all. Well, thank you for coming. It was good to see everybody. Matt, like I said, I'll send you a link to jump in the community. It's not just for girls. It's called CoinQueens. We have a fund. We have a crypto fund called CoinKings. My husband and I and a few partners started a couple years ago. And so I spun off CoinQueens because I'm a girl. So that made sense for me, but it's open to all. And actually, Blake Menezes, who hosted something from Bitsky for us, he's going to eventually get in there. I created a little room for him called the Bitsky Playground, so people could ideate like what would they like to see from Bitsky? What would, you know, launching their business or using their tools, what could they do to help? So he'll be in there soon too. But so come on in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys, have a great Wednesday, and maybe I'll see some of you at the VC event next week. And I'll see you in the community, I'm sure. Good to see everybody's face.
Bye, Heather.
Bye.
Yeah.